the behind the scenes story on Trump's capitulation today is threefold. First of all, Nancy Pelosi was beating the fuck out of him, just absolutely cleaning the floor with Donald Trump's blonde hairpiece. It's really been something to see. But beside that, there was a luncheon yesterday where the Republican senators, Republican caucus, a lot of them got together and they started fighting with each other, not literally, but arguing with each other and getting in Mike Pence's shit. He was there, the uber Christian. Their anger hit a boiling point over the longest government shutdown in history. These fuckers have to go home and face their constituents. And I don't give a shit how these constituents think they're really Republicans, and they probably are because they're brain dead fucks to begin with. But they don't like to see everything being destroyed. So they've been telling the Republican senators, fucking do something, the constituents. Senator Ron Johnson, Republican of Wisconsin, told Mitch McConnell at one point, according to Republicans who attended and witnesses, Ron Johnson pointed his finger at McConnell and said, "This is your fault." Has he been listening to the Malloy podcast, maybe? I don't know. And then McConnell snapped back, "Are you suggesting I enjoy this?" in all his turtle rage. You know, I'd like to see that. Again, according to the Republicans who attended this lunch. A spokesman for Senator Johnson confirmed the confrontation. He said that Senator Johnson was expressing frustration. Now, his pay isn't interrupted, but he was expressing frustration with the day's proceedings, those votes on dueling plans to reopen the government, which both failed. Remember, the Democratic plan was a clean, let's open the government. A continuing resolution that just said, let's open the government. The Republicans had so many fucking poison pills in their bill, there's no way it was going to pass. But anyway, the people who attended this luncheon yesterday spoke on condition of anonymity, according to the Washington Post. Well, I would hope to fucking shout they insisted on anonymity. Aides to Mitch McConnell declined to comment on what really happened. And according to the Washington Post, the argument was one of several heated moments in a lunch that came just before the Senate voted on these two bills yesterday. One offered by the orange asshole and one rational bill offered by the Democrats. Mitch McConnell, of course he's to blame for so much that's happened since it became clear that, look, was it last week or earlier this week? I guess it was last week. The Senate voted unanimously to open the fucking government. Every Democrat, every Republican. After the House had voted to open the government. And then Trump vetoed it because this bitch Ann Coulter and this lump of clotted veins named Rush Limbaugh got on their programs and said, oh, you know, he's folding. Oh, God, way to go. Way to go, Mr. Trump. Way to fuck up. Okay. And that's why Trump vetoed. So McConnell was between hell and Trump. What the fuck's McConnell going to do? If he allows a vote that's going to pass to open the government, then the witches of Westwick, all these bitch fuckers that are on right-wing media, jump on his ass and tell the people of Kentucky, hey, people of Kentucky, yeah, what? You need to have a different senator. Oh, okay. God damn. Anyway, the outbursts at this meeting highlighted the toll that Trump's attempt to destroy government has taken on these half-witted fucking Republicans for going along with this. And those Republican senators are dealing with this nascent uprising among their constituents. all while facing pressure from these Nazis in media, like the bitch and the bastard. The bitch would be Ann Coulter. The bastard would be the lump fuck, Rush Limbaugh. These two who are constantly riding Trump like demons, just beating his ass, beating his bloated ass. Do this, do that, fuck America. And of course, Trump, the great negotiator, the great deal maker, who is just terrified of these hardcore fascists. All Trump can do is get up in front of these rallies and blubber out his bullshit and get the audience to say, lock her up. Oh, that's great fun, right, Trump, you asshole? Jesus. Anyway, another one of the Republicans, Senator Mike Lee, that asshole of Utah, spoke out at the lunch. He explained that if the votes on those two issues yesterday were merely party line exercises, and the Republicans made them party line exercises, there should be more changes to the nation's asylum laws. Oh, Mike Lee, you fascist fuckwad, you, that is so cute. You'd be the first one to go, Mr. Nazi. Jesus. I just, except for the pain and the fear and the anxiety and the stress that this orange fuckwad has put on millions of people, not just 800,000, to exercise his little moment of playing with his pee-pee, trying to make it stand up so he could fight against Pelosi. And it wouldn't stand up, would it, Donnie? The little pee-pee, Limbaugh and Coulter and the rest of these fucks just gave you shrinkage that you couldn't handle. Ew. Six Republicans broke ranks to vote for the Democratic plan yesterday, which would have reopened shuttered government agencies through February 8th without any money for the fucking wall. Among them was Senator Mitt Romney. Mittens, who explained in the lunch why he planned to vote for both bills. However, Senator Tom Tillis, one of those Republican fuckwads from North Carolina who voted for Trump's bill but opposed the Democratic bill, started to interrupt Romney. And Romney snapped back, according to one of the people who attended lunch and another person familiar with it. And they got real fucking porky with each other. You got to love this. You've got to love to see these neo-fascists and the hardcore fascists, like this Tom Tillis fucker, going at each other like this. This had to happen. It had to happen. Trump is so divisive. Trump is such a fuckwad. His own party is disintegrating right in front of it. Boy, wait till the 2018 elections, or 2020 elections. Oh, shit. And then some of these Republicans also got pissed off about Mike Pence, who was at the luncheon. Senator John Cornyn, that asswipe, speaking about the lunch to reporters afterwards, said nobody was blaming the president because if somebody would have, right, cornhole, if somebody would have blamed the president, one of you other little rats would have gone to Trump and said, he blamed you, he blamed you. So Trump could then primary that guy. These worms, it's just so disgusting. Nobody's blaming the president, Cornyn said, but there was a lot of frustration expressed about the situation we find ourselves in. You double-dealing, two-faced fucker, you're in the situation because of your president. That's the only reason. But Cornyn, like every single Christian white male Republican, cannot speak the truth. They're incapable. Also during the lunch, McConnell got in Mike Pence's shit. You got to love this. And others in the room, that the shutdown was not his idea, is not mine, McConnell. Mr. Turtle said, you little weaselly, cowardly son of a bitch, you. It's not my idea, and it's not working. You got to love this. According to Republicans familiar with his comments, McConnell's comments, McConnell quoted a favorite saying that he often uses to express his displeasure with government shutdowns. Quote, there's no education in the second kick of a mule. Oh, fuck. Yo, that sure is true there, Turtle. Oh, man. Okay, so that was part of the pressure that was on Trump today. I mean, these Republican senators probably went to him through Pence and said, motherfucker, end this! You're killing us! I mean, fuck the people out of work. What about us? Now, according to The Hill, at this luncheon, Republican senators read Pence the Riot Act, telling him he needed to go to Trump and get this ended. Now, that happened yesterday, and today Trump ended it. Republican senators at this luncheon, including McConnell, warned Pence that prolonging the shutdown is not a smart political strategy. Not a fucking word about all the people being hurt. But it's not a smart political strategy. They were trying to send a clear message to the orange dip fuck that he needed to resolve the crisis as soon as possible. One Republican senator said Republicans told Pence, quote, the shutdown needs to come to an end. This is not a strategy that works, and we never should have had a shutdown in the first place, end quote. The dawn is breaking. You stupid fucking Republican white male senators, you're just getting it, huh? It never should have happened in the first place. Pence, according to people who were there, told them, the president is interested in striking a deal. Can I go back to being a cushion now? I hate it when I have to not be a cushion. Can I be a cushion? Do you want to read my Bible? You know, my wife doesn't believe that queers should get married. Can I be a cushion? The pushback against Pence came from Senator Lisa Murkowski, Senator John Boozman of Arkansas, our boy Johnny Isakson of Georgia, Jerry Moran of Kansas, who I'd never heard of. I knew Johnny Isakson when he was in local politics, back in the day when I worked in print reporting. And I can't help it. I always liked Isakson. I knew he was a Republican. I knew he had a bunch of votes that I thought were more loyal to the party than loyal to the issues that were involved in those votes or against those votes. But I still liked him, Isakson. And I kind of still do. Is that okay? One of the most remarkable moments, according to The Hill, during the Senate luncheon came when McConnell told Pence that shuttering the government to try to get money for the wall was not a smart approach. What the fuck? Somebody has to tell the couch cushion that? Hey, cushion. Yes. Do you want to read my Bible? Hey, cushion, this is not smart politics. Oh. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. One GOP source familiar with what happened in there said, quote, McConnell talked about how we need to bring this process to a close. We never should have had a shutdown. They don't work. I've said this numerous times. I don't know how many times I've told you there's no education in the second kick of a mule. Oh, Christ. Oh. Senator Bill Cassidy, Republican of Louisiana, said after Thursday's meeting, but before the Senate votes, that colleagues were, quote, airing their concerns. Airing their concerns? It sounds like a fucking food fight, doesn't it? Let's go to lunch. Hey, bitch, fuck you, bastard. Hey, asshole. Hey, Christian, bring this. I'm not a Christian. I'm a Christian couch pillow. Yeah, well, bring this to a fucking end. Do you have to use curse words? John Cornyn again told reporters after the Senate votes that Mike Pence got Cornyn's word an earful. Cornyn said, we're all hearing from our constituents who are working for no pay, and there's a parade of horribles of how people who are having to cope with not getting paid, and it's not good. Really, Cornyn? You dumb son of a bitch. You have to put people through that? You wouldn't know that to begin with, you rotten fucker? You Republican white male Christians? You wouldn't know that throwing people out of work for a month would be something that would cause them grief? You had to do it to learn that? You miserable son of a bitch, all of you Republicans. Hi, Truth Seekers. Mike Malloy here. As you know, we've switched formats and are now broadcast exclusively on the Progressive Voices Network. So that means you get fewer program interruptions, no corporate commercials, and lots of profanity. But our format change also means some of our radio listeners no longer hear the program. It's been a while since I mentioned our podcasts, so you may have forgotten that there is a way to listen to this program anytime you need a good dose of screaming. Visit MikeMalloy.com and subscribe to our podcasts. You have your choice. You can listen to the ranting with the audio podcast or listen and watch me lose control with a video podcast subscription. As a podcast subscriber, you can download the program to your mobile device and take me with you wherever you go. And if you have a friend who needs a dose of truth-seeking, you can give a gift subscription as well. That's MikeMalloy.com, and never miss a minute of the uncensored fun and frivolity.